Hey guys, Harvey again. As we discussed in the last video, we're just going over manly traits because we determined that the definition of masculinity is the expression of manly traits. To be masculine, you express manly traits. One of the first manly traits that we talked about was strength, and we can discuss more about that if you want to in the comments. Just let me know. But strength is very important. Strength of mind, strength of heart, strength of character, strength of emotions, and physical strength. They're all important as a man. As I was going through the research, though, I came across with a lot of different traits, what they call traits, and they gave them names. One of them was independence. Independence is just basically saying that men don't need outside influences or easily influenced by outside sources, and they're okay with going and doing things alone. That's one of the things that they just scored higher on. That doesn't mean that women don't feel that way too. It just means that men tend to score higher in that avenue. Another one is assertiveness. Assertiveness is just you know what you want and you go and get it, and you don't take no. You just go and you get it done. So men tend to score high on that. But the one that I really want to talk about today is, and they just call it violence. I call it the capacity of violence. And the reason I think this is very important for men is that just like anything else, if you never throw a football, when you throw a football, it's not going to go very well. If you never use a hammer, when you go to use a hammer, it's probably not going to go too well. If you've never used a sewing machine, you're probably not going to make a single stitch. So that being said, so if you want to be a protector, if you want to be able to protect your wife and family, you got to know how to do it. So I think it's important that you have the capacity for violence, but you don't want to inflict any violence on anybody. You have it under control. Jordan Peterson uses the term, learn to be a monster and then control it. There's an old samurai saying, I believe it's a samurai saying, don't quote me on that. It says, better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in the war, meaning it's better to have the knowledge of how to fight a war and not be in it than not have the knowledge of how to fight in a war and suddenly be in it. So that's important. I just wanted to say that I find that very important, that people know how to, or men know how to have the capacity of violence and then control it. So that's my thought for today. What do you guys think about this whole violence technique, or not technique, philosophy? I think it's a good philosophy for men to have, to learn how to defend yourself, learn how to fight somehow so that you can defend your family, but then learn how to control that capacity of extreme violence. Learn to control it. But when it's needed, you can use it. I think that's very important. Okay, so comment in the bottoms below. Let's discuss this. Let's have a conversation around this whole capacity of violence thing. All right, have a nice week.